who are constantly posting these things onto their story are any better than anyone else. Like, they're not getting anything more accomplished. Sneako would also go on to further discuss him getting ignored by Adin Ross, Kai, and Speed.
Like, these two people didn't completely ghost him when he got canceled. Where were Kai and Speed when you got banned on Twitch for saying there's two genders? They can't say it. They never will. They completely ghosted you, Adin, because you were brand risky. What happened to the friendship there? You know who was there? Kai. When you got accused of when last year, New Year's Eve, when they tried to accuse you of who was there on stream defending you while everybody else was silent? Well, everybody else was like, what?
I mean, I get what he's saying, but Jesus Christ, does he just come off as almost like the nice guy to me? You know, it's like when the girl goes back to her douchebag boyfriend and this nice guy is calling her complaining like, why don't you want to be with me? When he did you dirty, when he slept with that other girl, I was the shoulder for you to cry on all those lonely nights. So why are you back with him? Honestly, I think the biggest mistake that I get what he's saying, but Jesus Christ, does he just come off as almost like the nice guy to me? You know, it's like when the girl goes back to her douchebag boyfriend and this nice guy is calling her complaining like, why don't you want to be with me? When he did you dirty, when he slept with that other girl, I was the shoulder for you to cry on all those lonely nights. So why are you back with him? Honestly, I think the biggest mistake that Sneako made in this situation is expecting loyalty, expecting friendship, or anything of the sort from people whose sole infatuation seems to be becoming increasingly more famous and essentially networking their way up to the top. I've been to some of these influencer events, guys. I've hung out with people who it seems like they're just on a mission to get into a room with the most popular person that they can. And I quickly realized, like, this shit is not for me. So I get what he's saying. I just don't get how he could be so naive to that idea when he has been around influencers for his entire adult life.
Adin Ross on Rumble Sports next to two Rumble creators while I'm sitting on the other side. That just blows my mind, first off. But second off, the shit that really, but you have to understand that, the shit that really pisses me off, look at Adin Ross's shirt. It says brand risk. Adin Ross is wearing a shirt that says brand risk, bro. I give me that shirt, bro. Give me that, take that shit right the off your chest. What do you mean risk? You fucking joking me? Bro, you're basically getting initiated into the Illuminati.
So it seems like Sneako wants to be the only controversial guy in town. And I don't know, I just think this guy comes off as more envious than anything else that someone else could actually say some of those things and still see quite a bit of success and get in with these mainstream people. Because you can't tell me that if he was afforded those same opportunities that he would not take them.
They try to lump me in with these other influencers. I want to reiterate right now, I am not like these other niggas, man. I am not like one of these other influencers. I'm not them.
I'm not like those other girls.
The only videos that they allow of me on YouTube right now are videos of me getting punched in the face. If I'm ever clipped in a positive way on YouTube, they take it down. When it's ever something negative, when it's a hit piece, when it's a documentary trying to shit on me, Sneako got humbled, they keep it up. On TikTok, my face...
I'm sorry, Sneako. I'm sorry, bro.
Needs to be blurred. They need to call me Sneaky-O on TikTok. Who else streams on Rumble? My generation. Who else is doing it?
I mean, the guy did pretty much make his bed, and now he's having to lay in it, and it seems like he doesn't really like it. It goes back to the point I made earlier. When you're trying so hard to go against the grain and be controversial just for the sake of being like the biggest brand risk you can be, because he obviously takes extreme pride in that.
What do you mean risk? You fucking joking me?
You can't also be surprised when you face the effects of your actions. Now, I will say I think it's going to be very interesting to see where Sneako's career goes from here. For Sneako, it's like not everyone's going to be your friend, bro, even if you showed them loyalty. And the only other point I'll make is that when it comes to any business, any corporation, entertainment or not, they're always going to value the people who are bringing in the most. So it's been almost half a year since we last talked about Bobbi Althoff. At the time, she was this podcaster who seemingly came out of nowhere doing one of her first interviews with Drake, which led to her talking to Tyga, Mark Cuban, and even Offset of the Migos. Don't get me wrong, she was viral for her online activity beforehand, but just for like mommy blogger content, and with her being pretty much brand new to the interview podcasting space, and landing Drake as her second guest ever, and everyone knowing that he almost never does interviews. The immediate criticism to Bobbi following her overnight success was that she must be an industry plant, which in very simple terms means that the industry, or at least the people behind the curtain with the real power in the entertainment business, predetermined that she would be successful, and so in turn she would get opportunities that other people might have to work 2 decades for. At the time, others also noted that with her dry, sarcastic brand of talking to people, she was essentially buying this format from comedian Funny Marco, who she would actually collaborate with later on. And almost immediately after her 15 minutes of fame began, it seemed like there would be trouble in paradise for Bobbi, after people noticed that her and Drake would unfollow each other on Instagram, and then a couple days after that she would delete their interview from YouTube altogether, after it had gone viral and garnered millions of views in the matter of only a couple of weeks. Some people said that the feud really began after she got invited to one of Drake's concerts and acted completely unamused the entire time. And to me, this is probably the funniest shit she's ever done. Just acting like she doesn't want to be there while Drake's saying, "I tried." And obviously people know that she's trying to convey this dry, deadpan, completely unamused type of character. But with her not being very established in the industry, I think that for the masses, a lot of people found this to be more annoying than anything else. So after coming off that run of bad publicity, she would end up interviewing Offset, and to me this was kind of like the nail in her coffin, at least when it came to this little act. As Offset would come into this interview and completely turn the tables on her, and out awkward the awkward person, in turn making her the one who feels very uncomfortable.
You do. That's the question.
I interview people.
Why?
Because I want to get to know them.
Why do you want to get to know me?
I didn't.
So she's trying to big league our guy just like she kind of did to everyone beforehand, and he really wasn't going to stand for that shit.
You did.
Your team reached out to mine.
Don't cap. Let's not cap about that. That's not flex for the ground. Uh-oh. CAP.
I honestly don't know how this came about. I'm not going to lie to you.
Me either.
Okay. Well, my team could have reached out to yours. I'm not going to. I don't want to make you look bad.
They had to show me who Bobby was. I thought they were talking about Bobby Boucher.
No.
He's like, they don't even know you. He's exposing the plant in the nicest way possible.
Never heard of Offset in
The
my
water?
life.
It was like she was one of those big pigs at a Hawaiian cookout, just slow roasting over the flame while he turned her over and over and over again. You know, he just kept thinking faster than her the entire time. That's really what it was.
Like, why would you go 2000s tank with the open button up?
I don't claim to be into fashion. You do.
If that was the case, then you would have just came in here with a big ass hoodie on and some.
Great. And obviously they are joking around a little bit. I do think that he was going to take her more seriously in this, but once she came in and tried to make him the butt of the joke, when she came in and essentially tried to big league him, this man had to show her what was really up. And after this, her show would continue to go on to have some pretty decent success, but it does kind of appear that each interview from here on out was doing less and less views, besides this most recent one that did have a bit of a viral moment, though I do feel like that was also manufactured. Here's actually that moment I'm talking about.
But that's why I'm interviewing you today, so I can get to know you.
So I'm a musician.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck that mean? Make magic or something? What is musician?
I think you're confusing that.
Yeah, I'm not no musician.
I
I make music.
just really quick, I think you're confusing.
I'm not confusing nothing because you don't know.
I-
You thought that all I was
Okay.
to capitalize and they like have zero talent.
Ooh!
Makes more sense than
Do you
what I
think-
thought it was, so.
She's like, that's good. That's all you think it is. What really happened is the devil came into my room one night. He made me sign a blood pact. So I'm sure at this point most people, at least men, know who Lana Rhoades is. She entered the adult film industry in 2017 when she was only 21 years old and quickly rose to the #1 adult film star in the world with classics like "What are you doing, stepbrother?" and Sis gets stuck in the dryer. Seriously though, her popularity grew at a light-speed pace, and she could be described as having overnight fame.
Hi, my name's Lana Rhodes. I'm 19 years old and I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
Quickly, she was the person many celebrities and athletes alike wanted to get with. Despite all of this newfound attention she was receiving, few knew that while she was making all these films like a modern Scorsese, she was married to this dude named John for 5 years. Yes, I'm serious. You know that type of relationship is not for the faint of heart. She met this man when she was only 17 years old, working at a restaurant called The Tilted Kilt, which is like a Hooters type of restaurant, only the waitresses are wearing what is essentially a schoolgirl's outfit.
Tilted Kilt was the entry point to like objectifying yourself for a living.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Way to go.
Once she turned 18 and it became legal, she started performing at a strip joint.
I used to to get like my first pair of like stripper shoes. I like found like guys on Craigslist that lived in like different states. I'd like pick out stripper shoes that I wanted and they'd send them to me, and then like I'd send the pictures of like my feet in them, and I was like 16. So I got like my first pair of stripper shoes and I went to the strip club.
What are stripper shoes?
Like heels?
Like the clear like shoes,
Oh,
like the
okay.
big heels, yeah.
And she even claims when she was a kid that she already knew she wanted to be some sort of adult performer.
You always knew that that was something that you were interested in?
Sort of. Like, I mean, I watched like The Girls Next Door, like a Playboy, and like Anna Nicole Smith and stuff, and I sort of just like felt like, oh, they're so pretty and they have all this nice stuff, like I want to be like them. I didn't realize, oh, I'm wearing this outfit and guys are like looking at me sexually. Like I was sort of really dumb and naive at like 17, 18, 19.
So this is just the first example of this woman acting naive to avoid personal accountability. There's no way at 17 years old, someone couldn't understand the concept that creepy men go into these places to gawk at and flirt with women. They get a little attention, the woman gets the money. It's a very transactional event for everyone involved, just like everything else this woman ended up doing in her career. And while she was still performing in these films, putting up triple-double numbers every single night, she was winning awards, she was making connections, and overall you would think that she would be happy, living what was essentially the life of a wealthy influencer. But deep down she felt disgusting, as most of the things she was doing on set of these films were beyond degrading.
Basically, this guy had a bowl and he like gagged me until I threw up into it, and then he like picked the bowl, and during the scene he asked me to drink it.
This wouldn't be the first instance of Lana putting money over her own personal pride, but to truly understand the Lana Rhoades story in its entirety, you have to go all the way back to her adolescence, where she describes herself as a troubled teenager who fell into what was basically a criminal cult when she was only 15 years old. She claims that this gang of what she says were hippies forced her into the adult entertainment industry, and that they would take all of the money she had earned, and that by the time she was only 16 years old, she had already been to prison for assisting these people in home burglary. When she recalls this moment in her life, she once again fails to take accountability for her actions.
I would like get on like his shoulders and like climb over after the counter was closed
And you would
like
steal
get his
cigarettes?
Yeah, and I didn't even smoke. Like literally, like I was so fucking naive.
Holy shit.
And that eventually led to you being the small person that got put through windows to rob houses at one point, right? Is that what it was?
I've never talked about this on camera, Mike.
Well,
so I went to prison for like a year from like 16 to 17. And like
you were the lookout of this
they
armed
sort of
robbery
they used
clan of hippies.
Like, nah, I didn't help them. I just drove the getaway car. I just enabled the crime to happen. And you guys know theft like this happens all the time, everywhere, even online. In fact, every single day your personal data is likely being sold behind your back on the web. There are thousands of data brokers harvesting personal information and selling it to unknown businesses to be used however they please. Data companies often have access to some of, if not all of the following information. And you guys don't want that, but the good news is, with the sponsor of today's video, Incogni, you can ensure you are safe when browsing online. Base yourself today. And so by the time Lana Rhoades was 22 years old, only 1 year after making all these films, she decided to leave the adult industry once and for all, which is not exactly an uncommon thing to see in this line of work, as a Gret can be damn near instantaneous with uploading said videos. Keep in mind, during this 8-month period that she was active, she made over 250 films. Like damn, she had more work ethic than 2002 Kobe Bryant. After this, she started dating Logan Paul's left nut, and this made the two of them
became much more famous and opened up more revenue streams for herself as she blew up on OnlyFans and Instagram and even had a podcast for a little while there.
You can make $1 million posting just a couple nudes on OnlyFans? Yeah. Legit $1 million? Yeah.
All while this guy Mike was also using her for content and clout at every turn, harvesting millions of views off of this relationship.
It always just felt weird to me to have a breakup video. And here I am making a breakup video.
So that went on for a while, and then when the two of them finally parted, that's when things really started to get a little more scammy and hypocritical for this woman, who was already filthy rich compared to the reality for most people in this world. First off, she scammed the shit out of her audience with an NFT rug pull during the height of the crypto and NFT mania, where people were shelling out loads of cash for digital images.
Hello, CryptoSys community. First
Do you walk into an Italian restaurant that used to be a burger joint and demand
That's it. They have burgers, though.
Italian restaurant.
They literally have burgers in the Italian restaurant. Like in this DSP restaurant, the Italian restaurant is Baldur's Gate 3, and the burger is the sex scene. The burgers are right there. Like, if you don't want me to ask for a burger, I guess you got to change how your fucking restaurant look. You shouldn't have burgers visible because people going to walk in expecting the burger. Damn, I thought this was an Italian restaurant. Y'all got burgers in this bitch? Can I get one? No, sir, we don't serve burgers. Well, why not? I'm looking at one right now.
Well, I want your old burger. I loved it. But we don't serve burgers.
We don't serve burgers anymore, sir. Would you like our delicious lasagna?
Sir, we don't serve burgers. What are you doing here? You know what I'm saying?
Would you like our delicious lasagna?
The restaurant analogy, and it works.
It do?
Ladies and gentlemen,
it always works.
I don't serve burgers anymore. I serve gourmet
Italian
dishes. So if you want gourmet Italian, stay here on DSP Gaming. If you're looking for burgers, go across the street to McDonald's.
Mm-hmm. We don't have high-end burgers, though, right? No one has high-end burgers. They only have cheap ones.
That should be the clip that everyone puts on the internet.
Oh, and look, he want the trolls to clip this.
And just put it on the internet, and people will be like, what the fuck?
He want people to clip it.
That would be great.
No.
Anyway, let's continue.
So what? Upload a 50-second clip of DSP saying something out of context?
Clashed23.
Troll super chat.
Did you see LTG? He got booed at a streaming awards by the crowd. He was announcing best FGC player of the year. I pay no attention to that stuff.
Bro, nobody cared about this shit.
Of course, people, try to bother me with it. I'm like, I don't care about
the people that tried to make people care about this shit. Y'all LTG fans.
72 did a super chat. He says you absolutely cannot play Cyberpunk.
Nobody care about that shit. Did he win anything?
Well, I'm gonna finally say I agree with something 672 says for a rarity, and I really appreciate that.
Y'all know people won awards, right? Why nobody talked about the people that won the awards?
DLC. Thank you so much for that recommendation. There.
I ain't giving Dale no fake big ups.
And I will always.
Dale sus as fuck to me right now. He need to speak up on the shit that he been accused of doing.
I should skip it. So I really cherish his opinion.
Shit should have happened a month ago.